What's going on, everybody? This your boy, the Black Kakashi, and I figured it was time I listed my personal top 10 anime. Now, don't go too hard on me when you don't see your personal favorites on here. Now, this required me to do some real hard thinking about where I would rank these, and this was low-key kind of hard. Also, I'm including animes that are finished and are ongoing. So let's break it down. Also, if you don't see one of your favorite animes on here, aka GOAT animes, it's because I haven't watched or finished them. Also, there might be some spoilers in some of these, so I'll try my best not to mention anything if you haven't seen them yet or read it. Number 10, My Hero Academia. The next generation of the big three of shonen, and the most popular anime in the game right now. Don't believe me? Look at Crunchyroll and all the amazing cosplays on social media. My Hero sits at number 10. Now, I love My Hero to death. Hell, I have a lot of videos about it on my channel. While you're here, check out my video about All Might. By the time this video comes out, Season 4 will already be out. So yeah. It is about the journey of a boy named Deku who's quirkless and his journey to being the greatest hero ever. Spoiler warning, he already is. Now once you look at the rest of the list, you'll understand why it's at number 10. Now, My Hero is basically a superhero anime, and I love superheroes and comics so much. The first episode wasn't enough to catch my attention, but once the second episode kicked in and we got the infamous "You Can Be a Hero" line, I was immediately hooked. This anime is so popular that when the movie Two Heroes came out, it sold out so fast, like no matter where it was. Hell, I even struggled to get tickets to it. Once we get to the heat in Season 4, you'll definitely see why My Hero is the future of anime and will be one of the biggest animes in the game. Number 9. I'm about to say My Hero again. Number 9, One Piece. Man, this is one of the most hated and most loved anime for people that either haven't watched it and the people that have watched it. Like, the people who hate it is the ones that haven't watched it, and the people that love it are the people that watch it. But there are some occasions where some people would watch it and still hate it somehow. Like, it's weird. My journey with One Piece was kind of weird. I mean, I played Burning Blood long before I even thought about watching the anime. Then I started watching the East Blue arc. Then I read the manga because I wanted to catch up quicker. Then I started losing, motivation because Marineford was the reason why me and most people got into One Piece in the first place, because of how hyped it was on social media and everywhere on the planet. Marineford is the arc, bruh. So after that, I decided to watch the Marineford arc to see if catching up was worth it, and boy, was it. Man, I could talk about Marineford for days, man. That was literally one of the best arcs and most intense arcs I've watched in a minute. But there have been better arcs, though. I'm just saying, in other animes that had given me that same feeling. Then after I watched the Marineford arc, I caught up by reading the manga and watching the anime simultaneously to compare the two, like the differences between them. And then after that, I just been sticking with the manga ever since. Like, I haven't even watched Wano, and Wano is like one of the most hyped arcs in the manga/anime right now. Speaking of which, while you're here, check out my Zoro video as well. Now, people complain that it's too long, but will watch Naruto from start to finish in a heartbeat, and that's including the filler episodes. Like, you mean to tell me you weren't hooked after Zoro fought Mihawk? You mean to tell me you were not hooked after the walk to Arlong Park? You mean to tell me you weren't hooked when Zoro took Luffy's pain? You mean to tell me that you were not hooked after fucking Marineford? Okay, if you made it that far and still not hooked, then you must be a fairy tale fan. Nah, let me chill. But the point is, you don't have a soul if you got that far and didn't enjoy one moment of it. Now, the emotional parts are my favorite parts of One Piece. Like, One Piece isn't really about the fights, it's about the journey and the characters in the world. That's why, like, the character building and the lore building of One Piece is so high, so praised right now because of all the foreshadowing and stuff. Like, that's why people love it so much. Like, this is one of those animes and mangas that'll go down in history if the ending is right and perfect. Speaking of ending, who knows when we'll actually get to the end of it, because we know Oda likes to troll talking about, like, we are at, like, what was it, 70, 80% done with One Piece right now? I think that's what he said. But he could be saying 80% and really mean 8%. 80 divided by 2. I'm talking about 4%. 40% actually. Don't want nobody to think I'm stupid. Speaking, like, it's gonna be an epic battle between Oda and Togashi deciding who will finish first. Let me know who y'all think will finish first, Hunter x Hunter or One Piece. Number 8, Promised Neverland. This is another new anime that's come into the spotlight. I remember hearing all the hype about this anime on Twitter and stuff, so when it finally got dubbed, I couldn't wait to watch it. Side note, shout out to Toonami for releasing all of the dubs for all the new animes so quickly. Like, I really appreciate them for doing that, because, you know, sometimes I love sub a lot, but sometimes I don't really feel like hopping on Crunchyroll or Funimation or Hulu and go and watch that shit. I'd rather just record it on my DVR and then just watch it later. Like, this anime was so damn good, man. Like, I remember when I first read the title or the synopsis of it, I was like, is this anime gonna be about the kids getting taken away or something? And it turns out I was right. Like, this is like an intense game of cat and mouse, and the three main characters, Norman, Ray, and Emma, are so good, and even the antagonists are amazing as well. Now, I need to know if my boy is still alive, man, because the streets can't sleep without that confirmation, B. Like ever since that episode, I'm like, bruh, come on, bruh, let my nigga, come on, man, is my nigga alive or what? And the ending episode and the OST during the ending is so fucking emotional and beautiful. Like, I get chills every time I hear it, and I can't wait for season 2 to be announced. Like, I really want to read the manga, but this anime is so special that I don't even want to read it. I just want to wait for the anime to drop. Number 7, Cowboy Bebop. Now, this was extremely hard for me to put, like, you know, so low on the list because of how good it is and how revolutionary it was to the anime game. Ooh. This was one of the first anime I remember watching as a kid on Toonami, and when they aired it again a couple years back. Like, this anime is so special that I went and bought the complete series when it came out on Blu-ray and DVD back in 2014. Like, I'm praying that the live action adaptation that Netflix is working on is good, because otherwise it'll be like 0 for 2 with anime adaptation. Now, I mean, the Death Note one was alright. I mean, it was alright, but it wasn't good. Like, it did its own thing, but it still had some elements from the actual story. But I don't know, I wouldn't mind if they had made a sequel. Now, Cowboy Bebop has one of the best openings and endings in anime history, and you're lying if you don't agree with it. Each character has their own stories and motivations. It's simply about them trying to make $1 and survive and overcome the demons from their past. The ending is still heartbreaking to this day. Bang. Number 6, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, this anime right here is so revolutionary in this current era of anime. Like, you see it everywhere on social media and cosplays. When you ask somebody, whether it be from social media or in person or wherever, you ask for an anime recommendation, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be either One Piece or JoJo, because that's how good it is. Now, I started watching JoJo because of Toonami once again, and as much as I love, and as much as I started JoJo because of Toonami, and once again, I loved it. Side note, I can't wait to watch Golden Wind in a couple weeks because it's been hyped like crazy all over social media, and I can't wait. And you know what would be dope if, because you know, from what I've heard, people have been saying that they wish Gangsta Paradise was used in the anime for the ending or the ending OST. Like, you know, it'd be dope if the dub version does it. It's like, we've been hearing people been wanting Gangsta Paradise, so let me go ahead and do that thing for them, Playboy. That'd be so clutch. Now I didn't get addicted to JoJo till part 3, aka Stardust Crusaders. Like, out of all the parts, this is one of the most mean parts out of the bunch because of the legendary Jotaro versus Dio fight. The characters are amazing as well. Team Jotaro. I can't stop saying it like that. The sub version. I didn't even watch the sub version of it. I watched the dub. Team Jotaro is my favorite squad, and then Team Josuke, and so on. Like, each part gets better and better. And if you aren't hooked after the very first episode, if you watched it, you know what'll get you hooked. You know what'll get you hooked because of something that a certain character does and you want him to pay. Then I promise you to stick around and watch the rest because it gets better. Trust me. Don't let the muscle tone characters and the way that they all dress fool you, because this is a future Hall of Famer in disguise. Number 5, Naruto, Part 1. Now, I'll admit, I was trying to decide if I should include both parts of Naruto or just OG Naruto. But despite all the slander it gets now, and all the idiots ruining the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight, calling it underrated, like you could go on Twitter right now, and you will see the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight, and somebody's saying a caption, "This fight is heavily underrated." It's so annoying every time I see that, bro. Like, they trying to ruin a great fight. They already ruined the Naruto Shippuden opening. Like, was opening 15 or opening 20, 19 or whatever. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. The Nanimo, that one. Like, they've already ruined that. I don't even hear that song anymore. That's how much I don't like it anymore. But despite all of that, Naruto is still one of the big 3 and undisputed GOATs in the game. Now, I remember the first time I watched Naruto, it was the episode where Sasuke had activated the curse mark in the Forest of Death and broke Zaku's arm. Now, as a kid, that gave me nightmares because I was like, what the hell is going on, man? This is kind of scary. But after that, it didn't stop me, because after that, I was hooked immediately. Part 1 was basically, introducing the characters, and despite being side characters, they made sure that each one of them got love, except for Tenten. Kishimoto did her worst in Sakura, in my opinion. The Chunin exams, is what everybody talks about when it comes to Part 1 Naruto, and who can blame them? I was knee deep in Naruto, man. Like, I was so deep. I got the headband. I got the headband. I bought the Naruto headband like a couple years back. But not even a couple years back. I said like about 2 years ago. I still got it. And I remember as a kid, they were selling a chakra toy that shoots out chakra balls or whatever whenever you did the hand signs. But I could never get that shit to work. Just like all the other toys in the commercial. For some reason, I could never get them bitches to work. But I still had fun with it. I got some kunais and shurikens and the ninja gloves from it, so I wasn't really tripping. And I even collected the Naruto cards, just like they do in the Boruto manga. I'm not sure if they do that in the anime, because I stopped watching after the movie arc and stuck with the manga ever since. And speaking of which, that movie, bro, when I watched those episodes, I was like, bro, I'm glad I never saw this movie, because that Naruto and Sasuke fight was so damn good, bro. Like, I was flipping out, bro, when all the throwback stuff was happening, and Naruto and Sasuke was giving that nigga the work. He was like, Momoshiki, whatever that nigga name is, he was like, you think you gonna put them hands on me? And Naruto and Sasuke like, I bet. Like, I bet, watch this. Bruh, oh man, that fight was so amazing. I'm still surprised it didn't win anime fight of the year. But I wasn't really surprised because it's My Hero. Come on. I mean, the All Might versus All for One battle compared to that was trash. It was a more of an emotional fight instead of an actual fight. But overall, I still love this anime to death because Naruto, it got me back into the anime game, and that's why I humbly, appreciate it a lot more. Number 4, Attack on Titan. Now, when this anime was first announced back in 2003 or 2011, whatever year it was, back on, I think it was 2013, on Netflix, I was really hyped for it because, you know, the critics and stuff, they were saying that it was basically the Walking Dead of anime. And I love Walking Dead, by the way. So I gave it a shot. Boy, was I glad I did. The animation for this show is so top tier. Like, I think when it comes to like eye animations and how good the eyes look, I think they have the best looking eyes in anime. Now, if the story was finished, I low-key put it in my top 3. But since it's almost finished, it'll be number 4 for right now. Now, I'm not gonna go into manga spoilers, but this shit is so top tier. Like, the writing is so amazing. It's Oda level amazing. Like, they have great characters and great lore. And Levi is one of my all-time favorite characters of the show. And is the GOAT for a reason. Like, y'all saw what he did to that beast tank. You understand why Levi the GOAT. Number 3. Hunter Hunter. A.K.A. Hiatus, A.K.A. Hunter x Hunter. A.K.A. Hunter times Hunter. Square that. Multiply by another Hunter. Divide that by Hunter Hunter. And you still get Hunter x Hunter. Now this anime right here, nigga, this is that fucking heat. If you look up the definition of heat in paragraph, Hunter Hunter would be right there. If you read the manga, you know why paragraph would, you know what I'm talking about with the paragraph. This would low-key be my second favorite anime of all time, but the next one, it can't be beat. Well, I mean, it can be beat, but just not on my list. If Hunter Hunter was the first anime that I ever watched in my life, then it would hands down be the best anime from my point of view. Like the storytelling, the foreshadowing, and the dynamic characters. Like, this is a Hall of Fame anime, even though it's on hiatus. Like, each arc is pure flames, and it has 2 of the best arcs in anime history, York New and Chimera Ant. Like, the shifting of character development with each character is so beautiful and tear-jerking that you have no choice but to love it. And the power scaling is really good as well, and not like off the charts and off the walls and stuff like Dragon Ball Super and all that and all the other stuff. Like, the fights are so good. Like, there are so many that are top tier, but my all-time favorite only happened in the manga, and the streets are still waiting for that to be animated. If you never watched this, then you definitely should, because it's top tier. It's S tier. Number 2, Dragon Ball. I'm talking about all of them. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball movies. All of it, nigga. All of it. Dragon Ball. Now, Dragon Ball is probably the most influential and most popular anime in the history of anime. Like, this anime is so GOAT that people consider it to be a part of the big 3, when really is not. It's more like the big 1. Because Dragon Ball is the godfather of anime. And the other ones, the actual big 3 are Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. Like, this anime has been around since the 80s and is still making moves to this day. It is one of the most heavily memed and heavily cosplayed animes besides Naruto and others. You can go to a con right now, and you could count how many okay, like, if you go to a con, 90% would be Dragon Ball related, and the other 10 would be either comics and or other animes. Maybe 90% is too high. I'll probably say like about 60% Dragon Ball, other 40% My Hero, Naruto, DC characters, Marvel characters, etc. You know what I'm talking about. Now, they have numerous movies, video games, and sequels. Like, Dragon Ball can't be beat when it comes to popularity. Remember being on Twitter on Saturday when Dragon Ball Super was airing? Bro, that was fun as hell, man. I miss those days. Like, it shut down the Crunchyroll service because of how hyped it was when Jiren versus Goku happened. That episode was so hyped that they had to shut it down. They shut the service down. And I think even the final episode did too. That's why I didn't rush to watch it. I just waited till like the next day or so to watch it because I knew them servers was gonna be fucked. Like, Like, no other anime has done that. If they did, let me know, because I don't know any other anime that did it. From the character development to the fights, there's so many amazing things about this show that can't be touched. All the motivation, all the real life motivation that it gives you, and all that other good stuff, like, it can't be beat. I mean, with Naruto, it teach you shit too, but Dragon Ball is like one of the most heavily influential out of them. And all this stuff, it has been remastered like numerous times that everyone's lost count. That's why as much as I want to buy them, I never buy them, because I buy like the whole collection. They come out with a collection 10.0 that has all the dub versions, all the sub versions. They have the actual endings where the Dragon Ball Z music will play in the background, like from the Toonami days, and then the same narrator dude. I'm like, wow, I bet. Like, that's why I never really buy them. And I'm currently rewatching it from the beginning, and as I'm watching it, it's reminding me of like how great it was back when it was just Goku growing up and meeting all the other characters. Now, before I get to my number one, here's my honorable mentions. Brace yourselves and don't get mad. As I stated before, I haven't finished these, but about 80% of them are done. Or 80% of them are finished, and the other 20 I haven't finished. Now, I bet you could guess which ones I haven't finished just by the list. So let me know which ones y'all think I finished or which ones I haven't finished. Dead Man Wonderland, 7 Deadly Sins, Yu Yu Hakusho, Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach, Inuyasha, Samurai Shampoo. I call it shampoo instead of shampoo. That's just a little funny thing I do. One Punch Man, Naruto Shippuden, Assassination Classroom, Mob Psycho, Fire Force, and Dr. Stone. My number one is Sword Art Online. Nah, I'm just playing. My number one overall is Death Note. This anime is my go-to anime every time, besides Hunter x Hunter and One Piece. Like, I was recommended this anime by a friend, and I watched the whole thing on Netflix. This was the anime right here that lit the fire in me to start watching anime again. And I just want to point out, Light did nothing wrong, and is hands down the GOAT. Now, many people say the show fell off after a certain character died, but I still thought it was a 10 out of 10 regardless. I mean, you can't top a character like him, so I don't blame them for their opinion, but that's just not how I feel. Like, this is like the Sherlock Holmes of anime when it comes to brains and tactics. I haven't watched Code Geass, so don't even point that out, but I will start eventually, because people been a friend on Twitter said that if I liked how smart Light was, I would love Code Geass because of the main character. Well, I forgot that nigga name, but you know that nigga name. You recommended me because of that, but I definitely will be starting that. Like, and the legendary meme, I'll take a potato chip and eat it. It's still being used today. And this anime is a Hall of Fame anime, hands down. If they had a Hall of Fame for anime and Death Note was nominated, this anime would get nominated every year and get inducted every year. That's how good it is. And you know, I don't really agree with the ending because it made my boy look like a bitch. And that's not, and I didn't want it to go like that. I wanted him to win. So I wish it would have ended differently. But luckily there was a fan made version of the ending that had an alternate ending. And if you haven't seen that, I'll leave an annotation in the video. I was heavily pleased with that one. I was like, that's my nigga right there. That's the nigga I love. That's the nigga I've been rocking with since day one. That's the GOAT right there. But overall, man, this will always be my favorite anime of all time. No matter what. No matter what comes out, no matter how good a certain other anime is, it will always be my Hall of Fame anime. My number one inductee Hall of Fame anime. Just because of how much it means to me and how impactful it was. Thank you all for watching the video, and if you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Let me know what's your top 10 anime. Share the video and subscribe, and I'll see you later.